Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve a very glowy, luminous, silky skin. So please keep on watching if you want to learn how. Okay guys, so this was supposed to be a talk through video, but as I was editing the footage, I noticed that there was a ton of background noise, so I am just going to quickly do a voiceover. So the first thing that I did was I applied my favorite moisturizer, which is the Philosophy Take a Deep Breath, and then I took my Tarte Pure Maracuja oil and I applied it to the high points of the face. So I pretty much applied this oil in the areas where I wanted it to be the most glowing, or the most where the shine was peeking through, where I wanted the dewiness to be at. So I applied it to my cheekbones, I applied some on my nose, I applied some in my forehead, in my chin, my cupid's bow, my temples. So pretty much on the areas where you would normally highlight or use your concealer to highlight. I also took this oil up to my under eye area because I love this oil as a moisturizer. It's just really hydrating and I'm just in love with it. The next thing that I did was I took my MAC Fix Plus and I sprayed my face a couple of times. And this is also going to hydrate the skin. It's also going to give it that luminous glow that we are trying to achieve in this video. So once you have done that, you want to go ahead and move on and use a liquid illuminator. And the one that I'm using is called Naked by Urban Decay. And I really like this. It kind of has a weird scent to it. It's not my favorite scent, but it's still great. It's very sheer in coverage. It's not too heavy, so I really like it. And what I'm doing this is, again, I'm just applying this in the high points of the face wherever I want to have a very glowy look. So I took this and I applied it in my cheekbones. I applied some down my nose. I also applied some in my chin, my forehead, the temples. So again, just the areas where you really want that line, that I keep saying line, it just means when I mean light. So wherever you want that light to peek through and really grab that color. So once you're done using that Naked illuminator or any kind of liquid illuminator, you want to go ahead and move on to foundation. So for foundation, I am taking the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. If you don't have this foundation, that is perfectly okay. You can use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, anything that has a luminous finish to it, something that's not matte. That would work just fine. The reason why I'm using this one is because I have it, and to be 150% honest, it's really not my favorite foundation. I don't know why. On me, it just doesn't really stick. It kind of moves around, it transfers. So I don't know, it hasn't really been my favorite, but it's still a gorgeous application. It's a gorgeous finish. So we're gonna roll with it for this video, and I am using the IT Cosmetics airbrush foundation brush. This is the number 110. So moving on to concealer. The concealer that I'm using is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm only using this again for the sole purpose that it's supposed to be really radiant. It's very sheer in coverage, so I really like this concealer, and it looks like I'm applying a lot, but I promise you guys that this concealer is pretty sheer, and since I do blend it out with a damp beauty blender, it doesn't matter how much of it I apply because it's going to blend out perfectly without creasing. So again, I'm just going to apply this in the areas where I would normally just apply my regular concealer. So I'm applying it under my eyes, I'm applying it to the chin, down my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and I also applied a little bit in around the areas of my mouth because I do have some dark pigmentation. So I'm taking a damp beauty blender, but instead of wetting that beauty blender with water, I took it with Fix Plus. So what I did is I spritzed the beauty blender with some Fix Plus, and I just use that to blend out that concealer. And by the way, you guys, I know that my left eyelash looks like it's coming off, and to be honest, it totally was coming off. I don't know why I had such a hard time putting on my lashes today, but don't worry because I do fix it. Anyways, so now I am going to set the concealer, and I do have to set the concealer every single time. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a dewy or luminous look. I have to set it because I do have a very oily T-zone. So I took my MAC shaping powder in Emphasize, and I took this powder because it is a stark white powder, but it also has some shimmer in it, which is also going to help to brighten as well as to highlight further the under eye area. So now to bronze the skin, I am taking my MAC Refined Golden Bronzer. I am obsessed with this bronzer. I had forgotten how much I loved it. It's not probably going to be a favorite for everyone because it does have some gold specks to it, but take my word for it, it doesn't matter if it has a shimmer to it. You won't be able to tell because it's just such a beautiful bronzer. Look, I don't know if you guys could notice in the clip, but it just looks like such a natural, it just looks like the sun just gave me a kiss on the cheeks pretty much. I am just in love with this bronzer. So don't be scared of the gold specks that it has because it's such an amazing product. So I applied this in the hollows of the cheeks, and I also took it up to my forehead, and I also took it down my neck. As you guys know, I like to do this step because I have a very round face. So if I take it to my jawline and down my neck, it just kind of slims down the face. So I am all for it. So for blush, I took Makeup Geek's Romance, which I have been raving about this blush for the past like 3 weeks, I believe. This is such a pretty blush because it's very natural. It looks very glowy and healthy, and I just love the combination of refined golden with romance. It's just beautiful. For highlight, I took my Becca's Opal, and I applied it with a Sephora Professional number 43 fan brush, and I applied this in the high points of my face once more. So wherever I applied that liquid illuminator, I went ahead and I applied this product. So I applied it to my cheekbones, on the bridge of my nose. I applied a little bit on my cupid's bow, a little bit on the temples. So once you have done that, you are pretty much done. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this hot mess of a video. I didn't even have time to film an intro because it became dark very quickly. So I hope you guys enjoy these pictures. And yeah, I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys very soon with another makeup tutorial. See you guys later.